Hello, welcome to another video by LSX Engines, Tuning, and Marine. In this video, I'm installing the valve train in a Mercruiser 4.3 liter V6. And so far, this is the engine that had a bunch of oil that looked like mud in it. That's some of the oil that came out of it. But that's what was left in the oil pan after I poured the oil pan out. Anyway, so the lifters are kind of full of that muddy oil or that water and oil mix. It's not mud, it's just water and oil mix. It's actually clean. So the lifters have that pumped up inside of it. But I did, so I took each lifter and I sprayed the roller bearing part of it, the roller with gunk, then flushed it with water, and then hit it with WD-40, and then sprayed it, blasted it out with compressed air. So I cleaned the rollers on each one, try to get that oil out. But as far as the oil inside the lifter, I just left that in there because it's a small amount. And when this engine's running with the heat that's going to produce, that water will come out and boil off. So, I mean, it'll be a minute amount. It won't hurt anything. So, I finished putting the starboard side, all the lifters back in, and I'm putting, I've got two different kinds of semi-lube. I use this on the cams, so I put this around the lifter and on the roller of the lifter. And so that's what I've done with all 6 of these. I'm now about to work on the port side and put those lifters back in. These bolts here, I'm not sure what the torque is. I'll let you know in the next segment. But I've got to torque them down now. And by the way, if you're not in a hurry to build a motor, like I am in this motor, I put this head on early because I want to go ahead and get it painted and paint it with the rest of the blocks so it'll look uniform. But in hindsight, you'd probably be better off putting these lifter retainers in first. They'll keep the lifters from falling out. They won't fall out of the this retainer. Not only does it keep the lifter from falling out, it also keeps them from rotating. There's some flats on the lifter, and these make sure the lifters stay in the same pattern because they're roller lifters. They do not need to rotate. So this it prevents it from rotating and falling out. So in hindsight, if you wanted to do this, you could put this in first because these bolts are a little bit hard to get to because this ledge on the head. I mean, I can get to it, but it'd be a lot easier if you just come straight down. If this head wasn't in the way, you come straight down with a socket and get to them. But that's up to builder's choice. Okay, so as I'm cleaning these lifters one at a time, I noticed something. I cleaned this lifter, and as I pulled it out of that lifter retainer plastic bracket, it was very loose. That's not supposed to be that way. So I just happen to have, like I said, I have Core V6s, and I've got this Core V6 retainer, and I took this lifter and I placed it into each one of these positions, and they all squeezed the lifter. Well, that was not quite as good. The rest of them squeezed a little better than that. But I'll try this one here. Yeah, see that one hardly turns. Some of these other ones down here. So I'll put this in here. That's good. That's a pretty good fit. This one here. That's a very good fit. It's such a good fit. It's actually squeezing on the lifter a little bit, which is probably what you want. But the bottom line is that this one here, I think, is worn out, and it didn't hold the lifter very tight at all on the ends. If it was, yeah, look at that. See, look at how loose that is in there. It's not supposed to rotate like that at all. I mean, it's just sitting in there, and I'm twisting it at least probably. It's almost completely. I can almost twist it around there. Look at that. Yes, I can twist that 180 degrees. That's not good. So. So you need to be careful about your lifter retainers. Looks like they wear out, and what that means, I'm gonna have to take this. I didn't check that before, so I'm gonna have to take this one back off and check that one to see if it's worn out also. Like I say, I have some spares, and I've got this one, and I've got another one right down there. So it's a good thing I bought a bunch of V6 cores and tore them down to have all these spare parts. So just want to let you know to be aware of that when you're doing these V6s. The V8s don't have the same type retainer. They use steel. So you need to watch out for these plastic lifter retainers. So I'm still putting in the lifters on the starboard side of the engine, and I just averted a disaster. So as I was saying, lifter retainers felt a little loose when I was cleaning these. I was pulling these lifters out. One of them just turned 180 degrees. Well, that is absolutely not right. These retainers are supposed to keep the lifter from spinning. So I just so happened to have two lifter retainers from a core engine, and I cleaned both of them up, and I'm picking the better of the two to use on this engine. The one that came off the engine, which is this one, it's destroyed. And at first I thought it was just because it's plastic that it deformed, kind of in plastic creep. But no, if you look at it, the lifters actually wore grooves in these retainers. You can see that deep groove there, and then on that side. So this one here was allowing the lifter to spin 180 degrees. That would have destroyed the camshaft in a short time. So these lifter retainers are they do wear out. It's not just plastic deformation. It's actually, look at that. That's the groove there, and the groove there. So this one's just flat worn out all the way around. So in contrast, I'll show you a good one. So this is the ones I had from a core engine, and I cleaned them up. So if you look at them, it's a little bit worn, but it's not a groove. Again, just a little worn. That one's it's worn. I don't really see a groove, and I've already put a clean lifter in these and tested, and it holds them. I wouldn't say snug, but there's a slight groove there on that one, and that one. But I put a clean lifter in this, and it holds them all from spinning. Holds all these slots hold the lifter from spinning reasonably well. So I'll probably be using this one. But this is a major warning. If you're building a Vortec V6 with these plastic lifter retainers, you need to inspect them very carefully. And I'm going to be taking this one back off to check it out and make sure it's okay before it, because this is the one that came on this engine, and its sister part is defective, so this one might be too. I'm glad I caught this now. This could have been this could have caused this engine to destroy itself. So I'm about to put the last lifter in that hole up there, put this retainer down, and then I'll take that one back off and inspect it, and I'll show you what I find. All right, as I explained before, I've discovered that these lifter retainers are worn out, or at least the one on the port side was. So, and since I had not checked the one on the starboard side, I decided to take it back off and check it out. So I did that, and actually this one's in pretty decent shape. I took a lifter. I took this used lifter I've got here and put it in this retainer, and actually it's pretty good shape. So it's odd that this one's in really great shape and the other one was just flat worn out. So it's another sign of well, can't bitch about the last builder, because I would have missed it if I hadn't caught it. But anyway, bottom line is the lesson learned is this: is when you're building a motor, always, if something doesn't seem right, stop and investigate. Don't just assume it's normal. I knew that these retainers are supposed to keep these lifters from spinning, and when that lifter just about fell out. Also, these lifters almost pinch this retainer almost pinches the lifter, and if it just falls out easily, just like flops out, then that's a problem. And that's what led me to investigate and find this problem. So I'm glad I caught it. So just a warning is, if you have these plastic lifter retainers, you need to check and make sure they're not worn out before you reuse them. All right, so I'm about to put this retainer back on, and I'm going to take the valve covers back off, install the push rods, and adjust all the valve train. And I'll do a separate video for that. So thanks for watching this video.